Well, folks, I want to go ahead and start things off today by introducing MTI, Market Traders Institute, the company I work for and represent. Now, before we begin anything, I want to be upfront with you and be honest with you. A couple of things. One, I hope you have your pen and piece of paper ready because we will fly through this presentation. And in the next 45 minutes, you're not going to believe how quickly we'll get through this. The next thing I want you to do is on that pen and piece of paper, I want you to go ahead and jot down some ticker symbols because in a moment, when we get to the live market, I'm going to be asking you guys for your symbols that you want me to make today. So let me introduce myself. My name is James Bishop. Again, you heard about me. I hold a degree in psychology. I'm a son of a United States Marine officer. I'm a multi-asset class trader. I trade the Forex market, equities market, as well as the equity option market. Graduate of Market Traders Institute, a mentor to thousands of traders, and I'm a senior market analyst. Now, I do come bearing gifts today, maybe, if my computer wants to work with me properly. Let's see. Oh, got to hit OK there. Got to hit that there. All right, I'm going to slide this over. This is my personal Facebook page. On this page, I post all sorts of opportunities, Forex opportunities, options opportunities, equities opportunities, and I'm going to post this all to you right now in this chat box. I want you to go ahead, go on there, like it for me. I'm really trying to catch up to some of the other people we have here at MTI, some of my other people in my same position that are presenters and senior market analysts, and so they got a couple of years on me, so I got to really break that. So right here you see I posted this morning some Forex trades as well as an equity option trade as well as the follow-up to some of that. And that's what I do. This is a great way to connect with me, a great way to interact with me, and I am, as you see here, I got less than 5 minutes than anybody, so I'm very interactive and very active at all times. Did everybody get that link? Throw me a Y or a yes in that question box if you did get it. I know you guys have been here for a long time. I promise that I am only going to interact with you as much as I need to. I know you've been here for a long time, and that brings me to that next point. Why you are here. You know, in presentations like this that I do all too often, I see that people join them for one of three reasons. One, they've had bad experiences in trading. They just can't seem to get right. It just does not work for them. They couldn't buy a winning trade if it was on sale, and when it comes down to analyzing this market, they feel like a blind monkey throwing darts. How many of you all in here have those same feelings when you trade? Give me a Y or yes. Next, we have a group of individuals that are highly dedicated, but they are just now breaking into this market. They see all the money that there is to be made in the option world, and they feel that this is a great opportunity for them to get started to try to make a consistent income. How many of you all in here do that? Give me a Y or yes. Now, with 95 people in here, I would assume that there are a couple of yeses and people that are not calling it out. So I'm going to call out Todd, Tony, Raul, Olaf, Mohammed, Miguel, Mario, and Leroy. Where do you fall as a trader? Lastly, we have those traders that have had good experiences. You guys are making consistent income, but you're here today looking for someone to take you to a higher level. Give me a Y or yes in this question box if that's true for you. Kurt, what about you? Jill, Jack, Hillary, Gary, Francisco, Eric, David, Chris, Bob, Bill, Arturo, and Anna. What about you? Type in a good, a bad, or starting right now to let me know where you are. I got good, good, starting, good, good, great. Because what I have to show you today will impact each and every one of you. Now, I know that you all in here got started in trading for a reason. And it's generally one of three reasons. One, you got debt that you want to get rid of, right? You have some, whether it's a mortgage, a car payment, student loans, credit cards, whatever it is, you want to get rid of it. And this could be a great second income for yourself. How many of you all are in here because of one of those reasons? Just give me a Y or yes. Or lastly, The big reason that I feel that a lot of majority of us get involved in trading for is retirement. You are looking to retire comfortably. You are looking to retire confidently. You are looking to retire with dignity. And one of the things that you don't want to do is have to go back to work full time because you simply just outlive your income. It happens all too often. Let me make this clear to you. Do you know that 80% of all people who retire have to go back to work full time? Reed, thank you for that. I just got your message there. Thank you. You know, 80% of people have to go back to work full time because they're going to outlive their income. I'm going to be really blunt and honest with you. If you plan to fail, or if you're failing to plan, you're planning to fail. Okay? If you're failing to plan properly, you will fail. So what's going to change? Nothing until you do. We're trying to help you make a consistent income now in this market so that way when you get into that retirement, you know exactly where to go make money if you need it. I lost way too much money in this market, and that needs to change. Cameron, I promise you today, buddy, I'm going to change your view on this market, which is going to change what you get out of this market. Now, guys, I'm telling you this right now. In order to be successful, in order to achieve the things that we are talking about here, you're going to need three things. One is the right motivation. Two is the right tools to help get you there. Now, I can tell you this. There's one thing I know that you guys have in spades, and that is motivation. Reason being is you guys have been in this presentation, what, for 5, 6, 7 hours, and you're still here. That tells me that you are motivated to helping yourself find success in the market, that you know success isn't going to come to you, it's only going to come because of you. Now, the next thing that I know you've seen is that MTI is your right support team. Through things like my Facebook, through the results I'm going to show you, and through client testimonials of people making money, which is all we really care about at the end of the day, you will find that MTI will be that right team there for you. And lastly, it comes down to the right tools. So the rest of this presentation is going to be dedicated to the Ultimate Options course. This is the most complete, comprehensive, and easy-to-use step-by-step trading program on the planet today. When it comes down to it, you're going to see a ton, and you have seen a ton of different trading styles, methodologies, tools, and all of that. And I promise you one thing. We're going to give it all to you, wrapped up in one package, and then I'm going to show you how it can really benefit you. So let's start off with what this market is. By now, I don't need to read this slide. You know it's a market that you can invest a little bit of money and make great rate of return. Well, that's all done through one thing called leverage, okay? Leverage gives you higher returns and more purchasing power. For instance, if you wanted to buy a share of Apple, it costs you $125.83. That's great, but no one's making money off of one share of anything, okay? You can't share one share. So you would need to buy 100 shares to start making money. And that's going to cost you $12,583. Anybody got that lying around to throw into a single stock? Anybody want to take what they have lying around to throw into a single stock? I didn't think so. So at that same time that you could invest $12,583 with leverage in the options market, you could have invested $152 to control that same 100 shares. So right now what I want to do is get a little more action out of you guys. You tell me, which way would you like to go, the stock or the option? Type S for stock, O for option. The big O. I like it. We're headed for options, folks. Now that you know you can invest less, let's talk about how money is made. I'm going to break it down Barney style just in case some of you new traders out there just getting started are really interested in knowing exactly how money is made. And I'll tell you this, when I give this presentation, I have people that have been doing it for years that don't know. So a stock, you invest in stock XYZ, and you say, you know what, stock XYZ is poised to move. They are going to shoot up like a rocket. So you buy a share of them at $25. When the market rises and it hits $50, You just made 25 bucks or 100% rate of return. Now that's the simple part. Well, the options trader says, you know what, that's all right, but I can make more money. That's all right, but I'd rather invest less and make the same amount. And that's exactly what he does. You see, the options trader buys the right to buy the stock for about 5 bucks. And when the market rises that $25 movement and he cashes in his trade, he'll have made about $20 from a $5 investment. Now, I don't care which way you slice it. Any way you cut it, it's going to be a 400% rate of return. Now, that is the same thing as saying, I'm going to invest $25 and buy 5 contracts, and when that rises, I'll make $100 bucks. So you tell me, again, stock or the option, Bruce, Bill, Adam, Abe, Fred, Gary, Glenn, Hillary, Jack, Jill, Cameron, Charles, Dale, you tell me, the stock or the option? Absolutely, we're looking at the option. So now that we got down how money's made and all of that stuff, let's talk about what the students at MTI are doing. This is Thomas S., who made $4,500 in his first week of trading. That's the kind of money you're looking for. Now, when you take a look at another student here, this is a pretty long email. I'm going to highlight some of the major points here with my little spotlight. He said, I want to drop you an email about my success. When I first joined Market Traders Institute, I was in a state of desperation. His portfolio had a major leak. He hadn't had any success with trading. He used option schools, day trading schools, mentors that said if I joined, I would be successful if I just followed what their signals were. And I did each of them. And nothing worked. They didn't answer most of my questions, and the problem was they were telling me when to trade and not the why and the how of trading. See, folks, you got to start with the why you should trade the thing in the first place, because that's where you came in. With the help of you, Chris, Kevin, I finally know why to trade and how to trade when I do. The 3-day course was extremely detailed, and he was able to answer all of my questions when I didn't understand what was going on. Now, trading is hard and it's not for everyone, but MTI has really uplifted my understanding and confidence. And best of all, I have increased my portfolio by the amount I paid to join MTI in just 1 month. That was not my expectations, but my expectations were exceeded. Folks, that is the difference maker. Do you think that person changed the way he looked at the market and he changed what he got out of the market? Give me a Y or yes. Absolutely. So you know what? If you guys are ready, and I got about 100 people in here, when you guys are ready, tell me that you're ready to go to the live market. Give me a Y, a yes, a ready, a let's go, move on with it, anything. Let me know when you guys are ready to go. All right, so let's go ahead and hit it. So I'm going to bring up the Ultimate Charting software, and I already have a stock up here, but you know what? That could be confused with something, so let me close these out. So I'm going to go trading, our chart, and I'm going to go to new chart, okay? I'm going to open up a ticker symbol called ACC. Why? It's going to best illustrate what I want to explain, and then we'll get going from there. So I close that out. And the first thing I want to point out to you is, do you see those dark blue candlesticks? Give me a Y or yes. Those dark blue candlesticks represent bearish movement or an opportunity to buy a put in this market, which you know is the ability to sell in this market, or when the market's falling, it'll have a downturn. WK, what do you mean there? Please streamline your script. Not sure what you're talking about. This is live, buddy. So then, when we zoom out a little bit, you'll see these white candlesticks. Give me a Y or yes. Okay, those white candlesticks are bullish opportunity in the market or an opportunity to buy in the market. All right, now when we back this market up, you're going to get a bird's eye view. And it just looks like a bunch of lines moving in crazy directions. Well, let me make some sense of it by just doing one thing here real quick. Do you all see how the market makes higher highs and higher lows? Give me a Y or yes. And in that movement, you can see a wave-like motion. Do you all see that? Now that wave-like motion can be measured. If you tell me where the market has been, I can tell you where it's going to go. And what we do is utilize something called the Mti Fibonacci Tool. Now I know you've seen other Fibonacci tools, and you may have seen others today. You've probably seen some that look like this. And then you've probably seen some that look like this. Or my favorites that look like this. Okay? Now, these tools are well and good, but this one's missing stuff here, missing stuff here, and missing stuff down here. This one's missing stuff up here. This one's missing stuff down here and up here. Now, folks, I'm going to be real honest with you. They're looking at this, and they're trying to give you half the equation and sell you whatever is going to happen next. Where in reality, we can accurately predict with a color-coded Fibonacci tool that MTI is using, that is proprietary really to how we trade this market, to help you better understand where it's going to go. For instance, we just saw that the market's going to make a low, and then it's going to make a high. And then it's going to pull back a little bit to make a higher low. And then it will rise. Now, where do you think, your gut instinct, just what is your stomach telling you? Where do you think it's going to rise to? I'll give you a hint. What do you think it's going to go up to? Just color for color, folks. Cameron, Tony, Pete, Tom, anybody? That's right, we're headed to red. So it's going to go red to red. Then, if this market pulls back even deeper, and let's say it falls down into this blue zone, what color do you think it's going to head up to? Fabian's with me. Tim's with me. Cameron's with me. Sudhir's with me. Tom's with me. Now we're getting it. We're headed up to blue. And lastly, let's say the market pulls down and let's say it hits the green line. What color are we going to head up to? That's right, green. So blue with blue, green with green, and red with red. Does everybody 100% get what we're doing here? We're matching colors. Can you do that, yes or no? Give me a Y or yes if this is making sense right now. Got to check in because I don't want to continue on and then leave you guys high and dry. All right, great. So let me show how this applies itself to the actual market. Let's slide this back down. Now, the first thing we got to do is find a market low. Now, I got great news for you. It's pretty simple to find a market low. All you have to be able to do is count to 5. You need to find a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candlestick sequence where the center wick is the lowest point. That's known as your low. Step 2, find a market high. Market high is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, center wick being the highest point, and that's your market high. Now, all we're going to do is go from low to high with our Fibonacci tool. And then we're going to wait for a bullish candlestick decision to find our great entry point. And here we have a bullish decisional candle right there, and it pulled back to the green line. So what color should we buy this to? If what I said holds true, we should buy this to the green line. Cameron, you're absolutely right. Thank you guys for being so interactive. If you're not, lean on the keyboard, press the enter button, and the internet will do the rest. So, all you have to do is buy at this point and wait. That's it. And there it is, right there, folks. We just had a successful trade. Now, it's not about that first successful trade. It's about our next successful trade, right? We need to repeat this. I said consistent, time-tested way of trading that'll help you be more successful. So let's delete all this. We have a new low. We have a new high. And let's look at our next Fibonacci in sequence. All we do is connect low to high. We wait for a bullish candlestick to let us know where our retracement is. There it is. We pulled back to the red zone. What color are we headed to? Like a Tom Brady touchdown pass, we're headed to the red zone. Christian, that was for you, buddy. So there it is. We buy in this market, and this is where trading gets complicated. This is the point in which we got to manage emotions, folks, because immediately we start to rise up, and we are excited, elated, happy as can be. We are just feeling like we're on cloud nine. Then all of a sudden, it stops. Then it stops again for another day. Then it stops again for another day, and then it pulls back. And at this point, Mike, Miguel, Lev, Lloyd, Kirk, Ken, Jorge, Werner, how many of you have ever closed out a trade? At this point, how many of you have ever closed out a trade too soon, leaving money on the table, simply because you just didn't let it work itself out? Absolute. Tony, let me ask you a question. Are you? Are you just asking? Just to ask. Tony says, what if we're colorblind? Well, Tony, fortunately for you, these numbers are retracements and extensions, and we'll teach you exactly how to read those. Secondly, everything on this proprietary piece of charting software that we built in-house here at Market Traders Institute, we own, we maintain, we can modify if we need to. We can make it all one color, or we can make it colors that you can see in your spectrum if you just have a certain type of color blindness and a certain type of rod and cone disease. All right? So now this is where it pays off to have the ability to have your emotions managed and have your emotions under control when let the trade work out for you. Now, guys, one of the things I can ask, and I already know it's almost rhetorical, but did this look easy, yes or no? Be honest with me. Could you have done what I just did? No, Jorge, not at all. I mean, really, if I gave you this charting software, I gave you the same education that I did, could you do what I did, yes or no? Absolutely you could. Leroy said it best, though. It's true. It's easy for me to show, but it's difficult for you guys to do when the webinar's off, no one's looking over your shoulder, you're at home, and it's your own money on the line. You know how I know that? Because I sat in your same shoes, folks. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth and someone teaching me how to trade every single day of my life. No, I went through this education. I went through the trials and tribulations as a trader, and I understand the emotions of a trader through and through, okay? So I see where trading can be difficult. And one of the most difficult things, if you're looking at this and you say to yourself, man, is this the low? Is this the low? Is this the low? Is this the low? How do I really know where the low is? And how do I know if my Fibonacci's are going to be right from that? Well, one, we're going to teach you. and it's going to be repetitive. And there's quizzes to confirm your knowledge. But the next thing that we're going to help you with is your Fibonacci's. You see, we have a patent-pending piece of technology in this software right here. It's called the Automated Fibonacci Tool, and all we have to do is click the button, come down to our low, and click our low. And throughout the entire movement, these Fibonacci's will continue on, so you don't have to wait to really start to trade properly. Now, I know what I'm about to get. You know how I know? Because I get it all the time. James, that last Fibonacci didn't work out. Well, guys, let me draw one thing for you. This is where the rest of the education comes in. Do you all see that trend line? It wouldn't take Ray Charles to see that this market broke through this right here, never gave us a bullish decisional candle to say to myself, hey, it's time to buy. But what it did do is make a lower high than this one, and then the lower low, and then a lower high, and then a lower low, and then a lower high, and then a lower low, and then a lower high, and so on and so forth. That means we are in what they call a downtrend. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to prove to you that this works in a downtrend as well. And I'm going to do it quicker than a hiccup, folks. All we have to do is click on our down automated ABCD tool. Come here, click this button, and look at that. Right there, we see that we retrace down to this red line 1, 2, 3 times, looking for selling opportunity. And if we went back to red, we know we're going to go to red. And there is a successful trade right in front of your eyes. If you would have shorted this, as of right now, you would be up $2.24 in the stock, which is about a 2% move. So that could be a $200 to $2,000 return on an option, depending on how many contracts you bought and all the other criteria there. But does that look easy? I mean, really, to click one button and draw 2 horizontal lines, could you do that? Yes or no? Own it right now for me. Now, this is well and good. And what I showed you on its own will change the way you trade. But let me let you in on a little secret. You know what a lot of people don't do? A lot of people in here, what they have and what they show is wonderful. But let me ask you guys this. What's the hardest thing about trading for you? What is the absolute hardest thing to do? Would you say that one of the hardest points in trading is finding the right opportunity at the right time? Nick, would you say that? John, would you say that? Billy, would you say that? Mike, Miguel, Mario? Leroy said I would. That's where that statement came from. One of my students told me, you know, James, before trading this way, I felt like a blind monkey throwing darts when it came to placing a trade and looking at a stock. You know why you feel that way? Because when I click on new chart, I have all these stocks to choose from, back and forth. Pro shares, I have ETFs, I have everything imaginable to trade. Do you know that there are over 42,000 publicly traded companies out there? Not ETFs, but 42,000 publicly traded companies out there. Folks, I don't care if I gave you one button analysis. No one in their right mind had to do analysis on 40,000 publicly traded companies. So I want to introduce to you the second big piece of today's presentation. This is called the Ultimate Market Scanner. What this tool is going to do for you in the sea of opportunity, it is going to allow you to find major opportunities. Billy, yes, sir, it does. And if it didn't, I wouldn't be able to trade the way I do, making these types of returns in a single day. Notice I posted this a couple hours ago. Notice people are already saying they have been profitable. So it works in both of the markets that I trade and that you trade, it seems like. Now, guys, I'm going to click on daily signals here. I'm going to make sure stocks are checked. I'm going to check off conservative. And then I'm going to look for bullish opportunity in this market right now. Okay? I'm going to look for bullish opportunity. Why am I only going to look at bullish opportunity? Well, it's simple. I like to look at all my buying trades and then all of my selling trades. Because I know if I look at all my bullish opportunity, I know the only thing is look for the long call utilizing the depot method that we'll get to in a minute for those of you that stick around. And then I know if I'm looking at all my selling trades that I'm going to look to buy a put in this market based on the depot method that I'll be showing you in a minute if you stick around. So I'm going to hit scan all like that. 635 stocks that if we would have bought, we would have won. 104 that if we would have bought, we would have lost. And 302 we would stay out of. That's an 85% winning percentage. Somebody was asking that earlier. That's a pretty good winning percentage. But 10 cent, 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 5 cent, 28 cent, dollar, 12 cent, those aren't stocks that we need to be trading. So let's eliminate those and add in a couple more criterias. $20 minimum price, minimum of 1 million shares in volume. There's 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. And now I hit scan all. That is 68 stocks that if I would have bought, I would have won. 3 that I would have stayed out of, and 3 that I would have lost on, and 7 that I would have stayed out of. Folks, that's a 95% winning percentage. How many of you all in here would be screaming, yippee-ki-yo-ki-yay, if you looked at your trades for the week and you won 9 out of 10 trades? Be honest with me. How many of you all would be truly elated to have won 9 out of your last 10 trades? Al, if you did that, then I don't know what you're doing. If you won 9 out of your last 10 trades, and those 3 positions would not have caused you to lose that much money. I'm happy with 3 of 10. I'd be over the moon. Absolutely, folks. But, you know, I could go through this and I could show you F5 Networks. I could show you the SFG Corp. I could show you QSAR. I could show you Heinz. I could show you all these trades that have already taken off. And Amazon up 12%, and DWTI, which is a 3x inverse crude ETF, up 67%. Folks, I could show you all of that. But I'm going to tell you the real deal. You don't care about my last few trades. You care about my next trades, right? You care about when you get this and you get this home, are there going to be opportunities for you? And I can tell you with confidence, 100% yes, because we just did it. I hit show scan options. I hit pre-buy right there. That means buying opportunity upcoming, possibly tomorrow. And there are 7 trades opportunities right there in front of your eyes. Right there in front of your eyes. So let's just pick one. You guys pick one. What would you like to look at? First one wins, so let's bring it up. Juniper Networks, all right. So we see the market making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and we have a 2763. So let's bring it up on the chart. Chart JNPR, hit daily. Opening it up. Now, we a clear uptrend, right? Everybody agrees with me that we have an uptrend. A pre-buy at 2763. Go ahead, post there, edit 27.63 point. So what are we doing to do next? Well, let's leave our odds. We have pulled back to the red zone. This is our buyer line, which we are, what, 47 cents away from entering in this. We know we're going here at least to take right here. It is that simple to trade this way. Did you do what I just did, yes or no? Absolutely, camera. So let's take it a step further, okay? Because with the we've been through the options chain. Well, that can be a long, complicated, arduous. Created is something called the depot method. It is the 5 most influential when trading an option. I come saying that you. So on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 the best, how outcomed? Get a little fee. And okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna just switch over to a telephone. All right, guys, I should be back connected with audio. Does everybody? Everybody. So, like I said, going through this options chain, do you pick the cheapest one? Do you truly choose? Well, we have in the 5 influential factors that go into an options chain. So, because there are times where you buy options money, and then there are times where you buy out of the money options and you're still out of money. Buy at the money options and you're still out of the money because you still lose the trade because you're earning with the tools in your hands. And that's one of the things that we will provide to you. Now, the influential factors in an option are called the depot. Delta, expiration, premium, open interest, and time value. Those 5 factors are what you need, and certain criteria goes with those 5 factors are what you need to successfully sift through this and go, I don't know, 2 pages of an options chain to maybe 1 or 2 to look at. Now, just that you guys, for whatever reason, still have a little bit out in your head whether this will work, let me show you something else. Remember that piece I told you to bring out? And remember when I asked you to write down your symbols? I want you to do so right now. I want you to type those into me. I want you to flood this chat. Make them so fast, see them. All right? So we got URI. We got Under Armour. We got GLD. We got IDO. We have Juno. We have Ford. We have Facebook. We have David Soul Hog. Oops. We have Twitter, Apple, Google. We are looking IBM. How about a section in there? Accidentally bumped my mouse and closed out of this. That catch up. Netflix, Amazon, Harley Davidson, Apple, LinkedIn, Google, Microsoft. What else did we have? URI, Juno. Tesla was on there. You are correct. Ford was on there. Sea-Leg was on. Sorry, that's my apologies. Verizon Wireless. Got to go with AT&T. And that's about it. That's a good group. So all I'm going to do is hit one button. I'm done. All those guys were wanting me to look at right there in front of you. Now, guys, we have some great these all forward, and I could show you 12% on Amazon all day. I could show you 60% on that day. What I want to show you first is Ford. Why? We have a pre-buy on Ford. Pre-buy, it looks like at 1501. Here is something that gives me a little bit of, hey, I need to stay away from this opportunity right now. Our weekly points down, 15 minutes down. All of our other time frames are pretty good, though. So let's bring up the chart out, okay? We'll just flip this one to Ford. And we're looking. Now, the market's been solid, and I'm sorry to say it, I see a downtrend. So not only downtrend, lower lows and lower highs, I'm not seeing why we should buy this. So I'm away from it. Saw that in 30 seconds. It found the opportunity for me, and I get away from it. Technical analysis that I learned in this education. Tesla, our time just mismatch. That's not an opportunity I'm even going to spend time on. Twitter with a pre-buy. Now, our daily says up. Now that's confusing as ever. Again, into that until, and I'm going through those like that. Time is money. Time is money, and that is the truth. So now let's start getting into some of these other. How about we just start with Google? Okay, our mismatch now, but when we got into this, the current of 547.12, we had the ability to close out of this up to 80. The Ultimate Market Scanner got you in pre-earnings here, 547.12 on 7/14. Closed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago. So what day was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on June 21st? The that trade roughly 5 trading days, 7 whole days, over $100 movement in a single stock. I don't know about you and trading options, but I know for me that could have have been $2,000 to $3,000 return. So let's continue on. Let's look at one more of these. Let's bring up which Tesla. You got it. Oh, we just pre-sell, but it wasn't good. URI. All right, United Rentals. Again, mismatched time frame right now, but when we got into it, we were at 1 to 2% from this trade, which would have been, as you know, $2 off this opportunity. We shorted this at 91.17, and we're sitting down around $62. That is a $30 movement in the stock. Were you able to capture that? Did you know well? You see, this tool is something that you can let your problem and know how to manage your stop, or you can manage your position and close it out. You see the retracement coming. Now, folks, that is the biggest thing, knowing when to get in and how to manage your equity. That's what makes a successful trader, and that's what MTI has